Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome here if it's your first time. In this video I review the SIVGA Que single dynamic driver IEMs. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Looky, this is the Que. I'm probably not getting the pronunciation right. I don't know. It could be ke. It might be a Chinese word. I've failed to do my research and come up with an answer, so you'll just have to deal with me. I'm calling it the Que and sticking with that. The price is $76, so we're well under that $100 mark. That's the box in there. You get the IEMs inside. You get this lovely carry case. It is pretty nice, actually. It's a good one. It comes with your standard selection of ear tips, all of which are too small for my ears. There's no man-sized ear tips in there, only pygmy hamsters, but nice case nonetheless. This is the cable, and it's pretty good. It's somewhat thick, but it's very supple. It's got this nice clear TPU sheath on it, beautiful matching metal components from top to bottom, and overall it's a really good cable. It kind of reminds me of going way back to the BGVP DM3, which was awesome, by the way. But yeah, this is a great cable. I'm just going to put that aside because I've made a mess of it. Let's have a look at the IEMs, and there they are. So you're probably seeing something already, and yes, that is real wood. That is actually white maple wooden faceplates, and in case you don't know, wood has very unique and special acoustic properties, very natural resonance. That's why it's used in so many speakers, and high-end speakers use wooden cabinets. So we've got these beautiful white maple faceplates. They look pretty awesome. Just a little engraved or inscribed SIVGA logo there. That's what the underside looks like. There's just a beautiful IEM from top to bottom, really nicely built, very comfortable as well. I did have to use slightly larger ear tips, but that's neither here nor there. The fit is great, and yeah, they're really pretty little IEMs. Anyway, let's talk about sound. I'm going to start by throwing up a graph right there, and looky, and you're probably thinking, oh, look at that sub bass fall off. Well, no. I mean, yes, on the graph it does, but in reality, these do great sub bass. These can rumble quite sufficiently, thank you very much, and they are thoroughly enjoyable in the sub bass rumbling department. And then we've got an elevated mid bass. The mid bass is nice and punchy. It's got good impact. It's quite authoritative. It's not overdone. It's not bloated. It's very well controlled, as are most drivers. I mean, you know, nowadays the driver technology is so good. These manufacturers can get hold of really good quality drivers for a relatively low price, which is why we've got so many sub $100 bangers. But at least to my ears, the SIVGA Que's bass it's really exquisite. Maybe partly due to those wooden faceplates, because you do feel this authoritative sensation. You do get that nice full body and power, but it's not in any way overpowering the mid-range or the treble. And I probably should have summarized the sound before I dove into the breaking it down. So I would say the sound signature in general, pretty much a U-shaped sound signature. It has a very clear and vibrant sound, but it's not what I would call bright. But from top to bottom, it does sound very clean, very pristine. So in the mid-range, you know, we've got the tonal balance of these IEMs is really nice. I like it a lot. And the mid-range, it's not recessed, but it's not really up front or forward either in its presentation. It's kind of just somewhere in the middle, which is just the sweet spot for my ears. Vocals sound fantastic. Both male and female vocals sound amazing. They're very clear, they're very detailed, There's enough richness and power in male vocals without them being thick or congested, and female vocals are nice and vibrant. They've got a great amount of lift to them, great clarity, and they're up there and colorful, but they're not shouty either. And then when it comes to mid-range instruments like string instruments, cellos have got nice body. Electric guitars sound amazing, but then they're nice and gritty. They've got good texture, but they are not screechy. The overall tone of the mid-range is very pleasing. It's not lean or analytical, nor is it thick and fat and heavy. It's just somewhere in that sweet spot in the middle. And in addition to that, it's a nice spacious mid-range as well. So it doesn't sound like everything's clumped together in the middle. It's all spaced out nice and evenly. And then for the treble, well, the treble is an interesting one. It's a bit of a roller coaster on the graph there, and it actually works really, really well. I mean, the treble is vibrant, it's crisp, it's got a beautiful sheen to hi-hats and cymbals. It's got plenty of energy, but it's not what I would call a bright treble. It's got enough roundness and like enough body and treble notes and enough warmth to just be really pleasant, yet at the same time it's kind of got a bit of sparkle to it. So I think, those peaks and dips you're seeing on the graph in the treble region, they are strategically placed, and they do a fantastic job. And that final peak at like 9 kilohertz facilitates excellent detail retrieval. You will hear good micro details with this IEM, yet there's no harshness. It's not sibilant in the least, and you can even listen to sort of thrashy hard rock music or even metal music that's pretty intense and crazy without feeling fatigue. So they've done a really great job on the treble tuning here. And then when it comes to technicalities, we'll start with the soundstage. It's nice and wide. It's got good depth to it. The instrument separation is very good. So, whatever driver they've got in here, it's really agile and quite fast. It's got nice clean transients from top to bottom. Left to right, stereo separation is excellent. So, when you've got sounds panning to the left and to the right, it's very clear when you're listening. It's really engaging in that manner. Imaging is fantastic. So if you're into gaming, these are really good for that too. For positional cues, you can hear exactly where everything is placed within the soundstage. And overall, for $76, it is just a fantastic little IEM. I'm just, there's hardly anything bad that comes out nowadays. Everything is at least okay for the most part, with, there are outliers now and then, but most of the stuff is okay. But I would say these are a little bit above the board. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Kafine Delchi, which is why I'm going to compare them with the Delchi now. And I know I don't have the Delchi on the table right here now, but I'm going to tell you, give you the sound comparison. So the Delchi definitely has more sub bass presence. It's got an elevated sub bass, whereas the Q's sub bass is sort of rolls off. But then the Q has got a little bit more body in the upper bass, and I find that nice. It just gives the sound a little bit of a richness and saturation that's really pleasing and engaging. And in addition to that, I think the Q's mid bass, it just sounds a little bit more focused than the Delchi, and that's probably a result of not emphasizing that sub bass so much. Yet, like I said, it still produces that great low frequency rumble when you need it. Now, in terms of the upper mid range, the Q has a little bit more in the presence region, so it's a little bit more lifted and vibrant in the upper mids, but then it's followed by a slight dip that you see on the graph there, followed by a peak and a little dip, the little roller coaster that I mentioned earlier. But it works really, really well. It sounds like, it doesn't sound like there's anything missing. Like, there's no details missing, there's no vibrancy missing anywhere, but It's a little bit smoother in the treble than the Delchi, yet it's just as detailed, and I think it sounds slightly more natural. But you got to keep in mind the Delchi can still be found for as low as $59, which is crazy good value. I think the Q, well, geez, if you asked me to pick one, it'd be like trying to say, you know, choose your favorite kid, which is your most favorite child, because I love them both. I would hate to be without either of them because they are just both sub $100 gems. And the SIVGA Q here, look, it sounds a bit cleaner than the Delchi. It's a little bit lighter and brighter, whereas the Delchi is just a really dynamic, engaging, and fun IEM. This one has got a real high fidelity feel to it, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and therefore I thoroughly recommend it. So if you're looking for something in that sub $100 range, if you're into wood, especially if you're looking for something that's got a bit of a unique appearance, look at that beautiful build. Yeah, definitely this is a great IEM. Having said that, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Far Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, see you later.